If you've been filming skateboarding for any amount of time, you'll probably already know that the Century Optics Mark I fisheye is the go-to lens, being used by professionals and semi-professionals since 1998. However, for some people who couldn't afford it, there were no alternatives, until late 2008 to early 2009, when a company called Opteka released their point-free fisheye. This opened the doors up for people who wanted a similar setup but for a lower cost, finally giving people an opportunity to make their skate videos look like the ones they'd grown up watching. As time went on, DSLRs and mirrorless cameras became more popular and more affordable, so the market for add-on lenses for camcorders started drying up. During this time, Instagram camera resellers were starting to sell their own Mark I alternatives, cheaper than a Mark I and relatively good build quality. Last year when I purchased my VX1000, I was on the look for a fisheye myself. However, I knew straight away that the Mark I was out of the question. It'd become more rare, and as a result of that, it'd become more expensive. People selling Opteka fisheyes at the time were asking £250 up, and that to me was still too expensive. So I went looking online and I found this. This was a lucky find. For just £120 I could get what seemed to be a copy of an Opteka. When I'd found the Kapkur fisheye, I had decided to make a video talking about the VX1000 market and how he was just selling this lens with his graphic on it at a marked up price. This brought me some attention and the video was received quite well, and it brought some attention to the issue. However, there were still some people who believed the Opteka was a superior lens. So when I bought my lens and it finally arrived after a week, I decided to film myself unboxing it to demonstrate that it is in fact the same lens as an Opteka and all the lenses that these Instagram camera resellers were selling.
Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, I can already tell you this is identical. This is identical, yeah. It is literally the same as an Opteka. Oh, that's crisp. That, ladies and gentlemen, is identical to an Opteka, identical to any of the cheap Chinese brands or any of the knockoffs of the Def lens. That is identical.
Once again though, this wasn't enough for some people. So as the months went by and I was calling out dodgy repairmen and dodgy Instagram sellers, it dawned on me that I should probably make a video providing as much evidence as I can. Otherwise the things I've said would just be statements rather than fact. So over the last week I've decided to build up some evidence and, well, here we are. Now, I should just mention that, firstly, I haven't been paid by anyone. This video isn't sponsored. Or is it? And I should also mention that I own both a Kapkur Lens and an Opteka lens, just so I'm not being biased towards one or the other. Oh, and another thing I should mention, if it sounds like I'm slurring my words, it's because I am. So I just thought I'd give a little bit of a backstory of the two companies we'll be talking about in today's video. Opteka was supposedly founded in 2002, however, it seems like their website wasn't active until late 2004 to early 2005. Opteka was actually owned, or is owned, by Samyang, who also own Vivitar and Bauer, just to name a few. It seems Opteka as a company don't officially operate anymore, and I'm saying this because their website's been down for a number of weeks now and it does make you wonder. However, you can still purchase new Opteka lenses from places like Circuit City and B&H Photo in America. From what I can find, it seems like they started selling their 0.3 fisheyes in late 2008 to early 2009. Kapkur was founded in 2007 by a company called Changchun Richen Optronics Co. Limited. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. And they make various camera accessories and camera lenses like Opteka and anyone else under the Samyang brand. Now, Kapkur's only a small part of Changchun's operation, as they manufacture products for brands, where you can get your own branding put on a product they manufacture, and then the brand would sell it on. Now, it seems that this is their main source of income, because if you're to believe what it says on the official Kapkur store, they've sold less than 100 fisheyes. So if, for whatever reason, you're worried that Kapkur may be struggling, don't worry, they've got plenty of money. Plenty. So after doing some research online into the operations and history into Changchun, it took me to a website called Panjiva, one of the two, and that website shares information and reports on global trading. Now, the report for the Changchun Richen Optronics company requires an account and a subscription which costs $400. Now, this is a small video for a niche community, so as you can imagine, I'm not shelling out that much money. However, from what I could see from a free public perspective, did reveal some things that I found relatively interesting. It seems that Changchun have been trading and partnering with Opteka, providing them with camera lenses. Now that's only 2019, there's no way this partnership can go any further back. Oh yes it can. Here we can see Opteka importing products from Changchun dating back to 2010. And what are those products? Camera lenses. Now I'm sure you'll say, oh, it can't be the 0.3 fisheye, it's got to be something else. Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. Is this such a bad thing? Really? I mean, this is how most companies in the modern day operate anyway. If anything, it's nice to know that if you get an Opteka or a Kapkur, you'll be getting the same lens anyway. The main thing now, however, is the cost, because a Kapkur lens will set you back £118, while an Opteka will cost you anywhere from $150 up. And that's not even mentioning the camera resellers on Instagram, where some of them are selling what is basically an Opteka or a Kapkur for $250. Now, something else I should mention is that it seems that Changchun have either changed their glass supplier or they've changed the process whilst they're making the 0.3 fisheye, because I'm hearing from some Opteka owners that they've been getting a rather hideous looking blue lens flare. Now, this is only under certain types of sun, so it's not all the time. But it's interesting that they say that because I've been getting the same thing on my Kapkur as well. Now, it seems that there's two generations of this lens. The older generation doesn't seem to have this issue, whilst the newer generation of these lenses does. So just to make things either more complicated or a bit simpler for some people, let's split these into two groups. Group A will be lenses made over a year ago, and Group B will be lenses made within the last year. Group A will be the lenses which don't have an issue, whilst Group B will be the lenses that do have this issue. At the end of the day, it's up to you what you do with your money. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You can either buy a lens from a reseller, you can buy an Opteka from B&H, or you can buy direct from the factory. I'll leave that decision up to you. Thank you to everyone who sent in footage, thank you for watching this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Oh, I need more wine.